much bacteria accrues on a Norwex bath towel and hand towel? I tested it. Let's find out. Today's video is a part 2 and a viewer request. A few months ago, I tested cotton towels to see how much bacteria accrues on them when you use the same towel after the shower for 11 days. In the comment section of that video, a lot of people wanted me to test some different types of towels. One that came up over and over and over again was a Norwex towel because it's supposed to be infused with silver, and people are curious to see if silver infused towels actually change the amount of bacteria that's on a towel. So that's what we're going to test today. I'm going to conduct this test the same way I did the cotton bath towel test. So if you didn't watch that video, let me give you a rundown on how I'm going to test bath towels. So what I'm going to do is take this bath towel from Norwex. I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm going to draw on it to make 4 spaces. So I have a quadrant. 1, 2, 3, and 4. When I take a shower, I'm going to dry myself with that part of the towel. I'll make sure I only use the part that's been marked with the Sharpie. I'm only going to use this bath towel on my body. I'm not going to use it on my hair or my face, just my body. So in the evening, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to dry off with this towel. I'm going to hang it up to dry the same way every day. And then in the morning, I'm going to take a Petri dish similar to this guy here and take some sterile swabs and swab the quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to place those samples on Petri dishes. And that evening, I'll shower again, use the towel to dry off, let it dry overnight. The next morning, I will swab again. And I will continue doing this. I think it was 11 days that I did the cotton bath towel test. I'm not going to wash the towel in between uses. I'm just going to continue using the same towel over and over and over again to test to see how much bacteria accrues over that time period. Now I know there are a lot of variables that can happen during a test like this, and I completely acknowledge that. My body flora is going to be different than your body flora. The soap that I use may be different than the soap that you use. Just to let you know my parameters, I shower in the evening and I use Dove bar soap for sensitive skin. I wash my hair like every 3 days, and I just use whatever shampoo is on sale. What I have in my shower right now is just a Pantene combination shampoo conditioner. I'm going to hang the towel in my bathroom, just like I normally do in my normal life. For people concerned about the amount of bacteria that's getting on the walls and on the towel in my bathroom, I've already tested the walls in my bathroom when I flush with the toilet lid up and flushing with the toilet lid down. I'll put a link to that video in the description below, but spoiler, there's not a lot of bacteria that sprays out of my particular toilet. We have a low flush toilet, and I got almost no bacteria on the walls surrounding my toilet. So I'm not concerned about bacteria spray from my toilet, which is actually pretty far away anyway from my towel, in my bathroom. In addition to testing my bath towel, I'm also going to put the Norwex hand towel in my half bath. So that's downstairs right around the corner from my dining room, living room. A lot of people in my house use it. So I'm going to put this towel, it's kind of a bizarre towel, in my half bath, and I will swab the front and the back daily for about 3 or 4 days. And I'll compare that to the cotton hand towel that I tested previously. So one thing that's thrown me off a little bit about the Norwex towel is their wording on their website. Now I've been using Norwex products for probably a decade. I'm very familiar with the company. I have friends who are reps with the company. I've tested some of their products for this channel already. And I know one of their big features is that they have BacLock technology, which is supposed to be silver infused, like threading, in the towels and in the cloths that help inhibit bacterial growth. So I was looking for some screenshots of this so I could put it up for you so I could read it to you. But it seems that the Norwex website has changed. I don't know when this happened, but the United States Norwex website, I can't find anywhere any terms of using the word silver infused anymore. Now I have old screenshots from products I've tested in the past that clearly state silver infused, but on their website right now, all it has is BacLock with an asterisk, technology. Let me read to you what they say about their microfiber towel. Okay, so it says for the bath towel, which is the one that I purchased, These super soft, highly absorbent microfiber towels make drying off a breeze. It is microfiber. You guys watch my channel, you know I'm not a huge fan of microfiber. I strongly prefer to use cotton bath towels and cotton cleaning cloths. I do have some microfiber cloths that I've tested. I do have some that I use, but I'm not a fan of how it feels. I'm not a fan of the microplastics either. I do just like cotton better. This is going to be a little bit of a struggle for me to use sensory-wise. I'm not a huge fan of the feeling of microfiber, but you know, I'll do what I got to do for this channel. Let's keep reading. So it goes on and on. It says it features BacLock, which protects the cloth by winning the fight against odor-causing bacteria in the cloth, helping it to stay fresher longer. They don't need to be washed after every use. Boy, did you guys go crazy in the comments section of my first video about washing your towel after every single use, using a towel 1 time, using a towel 10 times. This seems to be quite a contentious topic here. But anyway, they're saying you don't have to wash your towel after every use. It saves you time and money, and it's better for the environment. Great. And it has an asterisk about what BacLock is. This is where it used to say it was silver infused. It says, BacLock is an antimicrobial agent solely intended to protect and self-clean the cloth by inhibiting growth of odor-causing bacteria, mold, and mildew. BacLock does not protect people from disease-causing pathogens. Now, I'm certain this is where it used to say silver infused. So I'm kind of confused now. Are the towels that they're selling in the US no longer silver infused? Or are they just no longer disclosing what BacLock means? So I looked at an international Norwex site, not the United States Norwex site, and this is what I found. So we can see here it does say silver, and it goes on to explain further the silver technology. So I'm a little confused. I wanted to test silver infused towels. I, for the past 10 years, thought Norwex towels were silver infused. It appears that they removed that off of the US website. Now, if someone else can find it on their website, let me know. Okay, email it to me. I did look. I mean, I didn't look hugely or extensively, but I did look and I couldn't find it. So I'm not certain if these towels are silver infused or not. However, they are still Norwex towels. They still have the BacLock technology that should inhibit odor-causing bacteria. So let's see how much bacteria does grow on the Norwex bath towel and hand towel. Now for some results. Let's start with the sample before I use the towel at all. So in sections 1 and 2, there's no bacterial growth. And on quadrant 3 and 4, there's no bacterial growth. Great, so this was a good place to start. Now let's take a look at the results. Remember, I took a shower, I hung up the towel, and the next morning I took the samples. So this is after 1 day of use. So in quadrant 1 and 2, we definitely can see some bacterial growth already on the towel. Quadrant 3 and 4, there's a lot more bacterial growth on the towel. Let's look at day 2. Quadrant 1 and 2 has bacterial growth on it. And quadrant 3 and 4 has bacterial growth on it. Let's look at all the days in a row. Instead of me going day for day, I'm going to show you the screen of all the data together. So we already looked at day 1 and day 2. So let's look at day 3. Again, there's still a lot of bacteria there, but it seems less actually than day 2. Day 4, 5, and 6, all showing bacteria on all quadrants. And days 7 and 8, showing bacteria on all 4 quadrants on each day. Let's take the results from the Norwex towel and compare it to the first towel test I did. If you didn't see that video yet, what I did was I took a 100% cotton white towel and I basically did the exact same testing. Since it was a towel that I used in my home and it was not like a brand new towel, I washed it in my washing machine using Lysol laundry sanitizer in the rinse cycle, and then I dried it on high heat for an hour. I then took a shower at night, dried off with it, again not using it on my face or my hair. And each morning I swabbed the quadrants 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is day 1 and day 2 of the cotton towel versus a Norwex towel. And the cotton towel didn't have any bacteria on it at all on any of the sections on day 1 and 2, whereas a Norwex towel did. Here's days 3, 4, and 5. Again, the cotton towel has no bacterial growth on it, but the Norwex towel does. And day 6, 7, and 8, the cotton towel is beginning to show a few spots of bacteria on day 7 and 8. And the Norwex towel has bacteria on it in all quadrants on days 6, 7, and 8. The 100% cotton towel didn't have a lot of bacterial growth on it until day 9, and I'll put a link to that video in the description below. I also tested the Norwex hand towel. Let's have a look at those results. Before I did any testing on it, I did do a swab and there was no bacterial growth at all on the towel before I started my testing. So here we can see day 1, there's a little bit of growth. Day 2, a little bit more. Day 3 almost had none. Day 4 had a bit on the front, but not that much on the back. Day 5 and 6, there's a lot of growth on the front of the towel, not so much in the back. And by day 7, there was growth on both the front and the back of the hand towel. Just in case you're wondering, the front of the back towel was here, and the back was here where the tag is. So I knew exactly what the front and the back of the towel was. Let's compare the Norwex hand towel results to that previous test I did with a cotton hand towel. So day 1, the cotton hand towel had more bacteria on it than the Norwex towel. Day 2, it's close. I think the cotton towel actually had less bacteria. This is where we see a bigger difference. Day 3, there was a tremendous amount of bacteria on the cotton hand towel and none on the Norwex towel. And day 4, we can see a lot of bacteria on the cotton towel on the front, not so much in the back. And the Norwex towel did have some bacteria on the front of the towel, but it was less than the cotton towel, and a few colonies on the back. I was really disappointed with the results in the bath towel, and I actually didn't even believe the results. I said there must have been something wrong. I must have done something wrong to have that much bacteria on a bath towel in comparison to that cotton towel I did before. So I did it again. I washed the bath towel in the Norwex Ultra Power Plus in my wash machine on the towel setting. Then I dried it on high heat for 1 hour in my dryer. Then I used it for 4 more days. Have a look at those results. Again, we're seeing a lot of bacteria in all quadrants for days 1, 2, 3, and 4. So overall, I'm not super impressed with the Norwex bath towel, but I am rather impressed with their hand towel. First, let me just say, I do not like the feeling of this towel. Okay, I like cotton towels, I know that. So using a microfiber towel was a little difficult for me. This is extremely thin. It is a really, really thin towel, and I just don't like the feeling of microfiber. And that is a personal preference. Although, I absolutely love the color. This is my color. I love this color. But it accumulated bacteria on day 1. Where my cotton towel didn't get any bacteria on it until day, I think it was like 7 or 8, there was like 1 or 2 colonies, and by like day 9 you could actually see a lot of colonies. So then I go back to their claim. They claim that this bath towel, which by the way cost me $52, they claim this towel has BacLock, which protects the cloth by winning the fight against odor-causing bacteria in the cloth, helping it to stay fresher longer. And then on the bottom, it says the asterisk, BacLock is an antimicrobial agent solely intended to protect and self-clean the cloth by inhibiting growth of odor-causing bacteria, mold, and mildew. BacLock does not prevent people from disease. So I guess the conclusion that I have to make is that the bacteria that grew on this towel, starting at day 1, are not odor-causing bacteria. According to my tests, that's the only way this claim can be true. The hand towel did much better. This guy cost me $31, and again, I absolutely love the color. This is my color. Love the color. Not a huge fan of how it feels. It took me quite a while to get used to drying my hands on this. It feels really funny, but it grows less bacteria than on a cotton hand towel that I tested previously. So this continues my love-hate relationship with Norwex. I love a lot of their products. I love their Ultra Power Plus laundry detergent. I love their Powerzyme laundry detergent. I like their mopping system. I like the EnviroCloths if you use it with a spray, not just alone with water. Those EnviroCloths are really strong, really good quality. I've had some for years that still hold up like really good quality. I like their window cloth. So there are lots of products that they have that I like. And then there are some that they have that I just do not like, and this bath towel is most certainly one of them. Let me just reiterate that there are lots of variables when it comes to testing, and just because there's bacteria on this towel does not mean that it's pathogenic or a make you sick kind of bacteria. It's probably just bacteria that's in the environment or that lives on our bodies anyway. This bacteria is most likely not going to harm me or anyone else in any way. So I just want to make it clear that we all recognize and realize that bacteria is all around us and not all of it is out there to harm us. Where I think this really matters to someone is if you are prone to skin infections, or perhaps you're immunocompromised. Those might be circumstances when you're being a little bit more cautious about your environmental bacteria. Can't remember if I said in the beginning or not, but I am not a Norwex consultant. I do not have a Norwex business. I just purchased my Norwex products from a friend of mine. So I'm going to put a link to her store in the description below in case there's something of theirs that you'd like to try and you'd like to support my friend. She doesn't know I put the link in my description, so it'll be a nice surprise for her and her family. Oh, there's one more thing I want to say about this towel. It's really big. Let me show you how big it is. So I'm 5'2", and this towel is just brushing the floor so you can see how big it is. It's actually a really big bath towel. It's really big. So if you really want a large, thin microfiber towel, might be a good one for you. So I'll probably do more towel testing in the future. Thinking about doing that 100% cotton towel test without using Lysol laundry sanitizer. And there's other towels that I want to test out, so stay tuned for those videos. These videos do take me a long time to make, so I probably only can make one once every 3 or 4 months. If there is a product that you would like me to test, do me a favor, put it in the comment section and I will add it to my viewer suggestion list. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, have yourselves a great day.